Hey guys, it's Carl Brown from GuitarLessons365.com. We're going to finish our look at Civil War by Guns N' Roses today by taking a look at Slash's two main guitar solos. That was the first one. It's the first main solo, and then we have the outro solo, which we'll do after this. So we're still 2.5 step here. We're going to start with a bend of the 14th fret on the G string, and then grab the 15th on the B. Pick that 14 again, release, and then pull off to 12. And then 14 again. Then play 12, 14. Then a pre-bend at the 14. Release, pull off to 12. A couple times out 14 on the D. So all together. And he just has a slide up the B string there. And now we're to the next phrase, which is this. Alright, so we have a bend at the 2nd fret on the G string. Hold that bend. Then the 3rd fret on the B. Then 202 on the G. Alright, now the open G. Then sliding 2 to 4. Over to 3 on the B. Then slide back down that 4 to 2. Then the open string, and then pick 2-0 again. So we have this whole. Alright, now slide from 3 to 5 on the B. And then you're going to pick 5-3, and then do a pull off between those two notes, and slide down to the 3rd string. I'm sorry, slide down to the 1st fret, sorry. And then pick 3-1, and then pull off 3-1-0. And then the open G, so we have this. Alright, so that leads into the next phrase, which is this. Alright, so we're in a whole step bend there at the 8th fret. And then pick that note here at the 5th fret there on the high E string. Then 8, 7, then a half step bend at 7 on the B. This is normal, so we have this. Alright, quick pull off between 7 and 5 to 7 on the G, back to 5 on the B, to a whole step bend at the 8th fret on the high E string. So we have this. So those notes will kind of whip out pretty quick there. And then we have this. Now this was a little bit random. We're going to just go 8, 7, 8, and then you're going to do a quick little trill there, and then over to the 10th fret on the B. And then 8 on the B, 7 on the high E, 8 on the B. Back to the 7s, and then finish it with 9, 7 on the G. Alright, now we're back to the bends here at the 14th fret on the G. Alright, so that's a whole step bend there at the 14th fret again on the G. Grabbing that 15 again. Pick the 14 and release the bend to the 12th fret, then slide from 14 to 16. Then 15. And a slow bend there on the 15th, so we have this. And then it's just 12 on the high E, then 15, 12 on the B. Whole step bend and release at the 14 on the G, pull off to 12. Then play 14 twice, and then the last phrase. So that's 12 on the D string, then slide down to 12 from the 14 on the A, then 10, and then kind of a bend on the 12th fret there. And then 12, 10, 12, 10, 12. Alright, so that was the slow solo in the song, and then he has, when it goes, that last chorus, that kind of double time chorus, we get to the fast solo. Let me play through it real quick, and then we'll go through it. Here we go. Alright, so that takes us to that quiet octave section 2, which we'll also take a look at in a second. So we're going to start with that rapid blues lick where you're just doing a whole step bend on the 14th fret there on the G. And then you're going to hammer 12 to 15 on the B and pull back off to 12. Alright, you've seen Slash do that before, I'm sure. Then we go into the bends there on the 15th fret on the B string. Now I'm going to kind of go through the scale, and it's kind of... So the scales I'm using there were high E string, 12th fret, then 15, 13, 12 on the B. So 14 on the G. So we had this. And then a little blues scale here. 15, 14, 12 on the G. And then we're going to go 14 on the D, 14 on the G, and then back to that 14 on the D to 12 on the G. So all together. Into the bend here at the 15th fret. That's the important part to get to at the right time. Alright, and then we have... So we got this this is kind of all over the place. After that, we're gonna go 15, 14, 15 on the high E string, and then hammering now 15, 14, back to 14, okay, to 12. So 15 on the B, 15 on the high E string, back to the 15 on the B. Then a quick little hammer pull from 12 to 14 on the high E, to 15 on the B, back to 12, a little slight bend there, half step bend on the 14th fret. So slowly just for that part, because it is kind of strange. All right, next phrase. Alright, so that's sliding into the 19th fret on the G string, to 17 on the B, and then a whole step bend to the 20th fret on the high E string. And then we have 20, 19, 20 on the high E. And then you're going to do that same little pull off figure. That's going from 19 to 20, back to 19 to 17. And then just 19, so we have this. Then 17 there on the high E string, and then half step bend there on the 19th on the B to 17. Then I'll pre-bend at the 19, pull off the 17, and then quickly jump over and grab the 16th fret on the G, back to the 17 on the B string. So we have this. So we have all together. Then shift down here to the 15th fret, whole step bend. Then you get the 12th fret on the high E string, 15, 12 on the B, 14, 12 on the G, to 14 on the D. All right, last phrase, pretty much. All right, so that's bending here at the 17th fret on the high E string, a whole step bend. So that's all going on between the 15th and 17th fret on the high E string. So we got bending there on the 17th. And kind of go rotating back. You just need to, know the melody. It's the easiest way to know how to play it. And then we have a bend on the 15, over to 17 on the B. And then do a quick little hammer between 15 and 17 on the B. So we have this. And then back to the bend here at the 15th. That's whole step bend at the 15th on the B string. And then the same kind of line we did before, 12 on the high E, then 15, 12 on the B. Whole step bend and release at the 14th on the G, pull off the 12. Then that same thing we did earlier, roll 14 from the D, then 14 on the G, back to the 14 on the D, and the 12. And there comes just the octaves. Now the octaves are on a little wah pedal, and they sound like this. All right, so I'm sure you know how to play octaves if you're playing these solos. So we're just going to be going octave off the 5th fret on the 5th string, up to 7, back to 5, to 2. And then over to the 6th string, 5th fret. You're going to go side up to 7, back to 5, 3, and then let the open string ring, hit it just ever so slightly. And then back 5 to 7 on the A string. That's all you do there. And then back, same thing on the 6th string. This time though, you're gonna hang there on the G. So just the whole thing. Just repeat all that. All right, so that's about it for the song. I hope you guys enjoyed following along. Hope you did all 3 lessons. And it's a kind of a monster. It's a marathon, but it's worth it in the end. I'll see you again soon for GuitarLessons365.com. Bye bye.